Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Michelle Sharkey, and I'm the Chief Executive Officer of the Stroke Recovery Association. And the Stroke Recovery Association is a representative body of stroke survivors. We've been around in New South Wales for about 45 years, having been started by Anita Rosenberg after she suffered her stroke after her third child. Our vision is to reduce the impact of stroke and to support survivors of stroke and their carers going forward. We provide a number of services. We have a 1300 telephone counselling line, which provides support for any aspect of stroke. So any issue that you may be concerned about or your carer may be worried about, you can give us a ring and we'll have a chat with you at any time. We also have an information library, and that includes our website, which we've just updated, and it provides easy to read components that anyone post-stroke can use. We also have information kits, information sheets, and all sorts of written information in a easy to read format that both carers and stroke survivors may benefit from. We're also involved in a large advocacy program, providing a seat at the table for the survivors of stroke so that their voices can be heard when decisions are being made in New South Wales, and that is through our health system as well as our transport system. We're also very much involved in educating people in services for stroke, but also all sorts of aspects of stroke. So today, the Creating Connections conference is a good example of that. However, the most important function of the association is our stroke recovery clubs, and they've been the mainstay of the organisation for over 40 years. And they're small groups of self-help and support groups throughout the state, providing all sorts of services for survivors of stroke. I'm just going to give you a pictorial run through now of some of the things that we do. So this is our educative type processes. So the Creating Connections conference has been going for nearly 24 years now. We started with Royal Rehab back in 1997. And it's grown over the years to a rather large conference. Usually it's face-to-face, but unfortunately because of COVID, we're not able to run it face-to-face. And so this is our first attempt at an online streaming component. And you can see that Creating Connections brings together a lot of stroke survivors and health professionals, and they have a wonderful day, not only learning through presentations such as we're having today, but often practical games that we play as well. And this conference has been supported by Royal Rehab, Metro Rehab, and our partners at Health in the Sydney Local Health District. We also have our Building Capacity Conference, and that's where we bring all the volunteers from our stroke recovery clubs throughout the state together for a 2-day conference in Sydney on an annual basis. And it's a really lovely get-together and enables people to really build relationships between our stroke recovery clubs. And what are our stroke recovery clubs about? They're really a very important social rehabilitation process. They're about supporting stroke survivors to assist people as well as their family and carers. They're about providing an opportunity for understanding, compassion and support and self-help. They're about continuing rehabilitation. So we keep people up to date on recovery, research, and we also advocate for more services. Our stroke recovery clubs are about overcoming inhibitions, inadequacies, and that feeling of self-consciousness that often pervades people once they've had a stroke. We're also about learning more about stroke, learning how to ensure you don't have a second stroke, but also learning from other people about the things that have worked for them. We also are about encouraging people to reintegrate into their local community, to make sure that stroke is not the focus of their life, that they also have a supportive community around them with other services they can link into. So this is again some pictorial history photos of our stroke clubs. They run independently, but they're affiliated with and are supported by the staff here at the association. And you can see when you see these slides that there's a lot of eating and drinking going on and a lot of activities out and about. So the various activities run by the clubs are determined by their members. Members run their clubs, they decide the sorts of things that they want to do. That may include a guest speaker, speech practice, games to assist memory, social activities, and other forms of activities such as craft. So you can see the lovely groups here enjoy water therapy. We also have a lot of outings where people go and visit various places throughout the state, and they also have a lot of guest speakers. So this is just a few of our clubs, and you can see here that they're from all over New South Wales. This slide includes one of our clubs in the Lower Hunter, as well as the Upper Hunter, and also on the Central Coast. So there's a lot of social opportunities, a lot of eating and drinking when you go out with our stroke recovery clubs, and they go to all sorts of places which are really quite enjoyable, but they go together and it's easy as a group and it's well organised by our volunteers. And again, this is just some more photos of our stroke survivors out and about and enjoying each other's company. So we've also organised some group outings for our stroke recovery clubs. And so the Sutherland and Inner West clubs were able to enjoy a day out with Sailors with a Disability program. And that was a wonderful day on Sydney Harbour. And our Sydney Inner West Club went visiting the Sydney Art Gallery. And you can organise all of these sort of groups through these sort of organisations. And they are really there to assist people with disabilities as well. And you'll notice that there's a lot of our clubs who go and visit sort of organisations such as the Westpac helicopter there. They're also involved in Stroke Awareness Week and providing information to the communities during Stroke Awareness Week. So we also have get-togethers for our various clubs. So this is where our South Coast clubs got together as a group and went on a day's outing together. Some of our clubs provide respite weekends for their members. We've had 2 weekends away for all of our stroke recovery clubs, and that was a weekend or 2 weekends in Foster, very well organised by our Great Lakes and Menning Shire group up there. Our WAGS weekend, our WAGS have our working age group for stroke on the Central Coast, has a carers weekend every year. Unfortunately, COVID's put pay to that for the last 2 years as well. However, they have a wonderful weekend away where they pamper the carers and the women survivors of stroke. We also have a lot of combined clubs activities, and these are probably one of the most enjoyable days that our groups have, where they all get together. And this is these are some pictorial histories of our Hunter Stroke Olympics. And the Hunter Stroke Olympics have been going for over 30 years, started by our groups on the Central Coast, in the Hunter, and they've been going very successfully now for well over 30 years. And the groups and the games there are organised such that anyone who's had a stroke can participate in them. So you can participate in our Stroke Olympics sitting down or standing up, and we make sure that everyone has the opportunity to participate in the games. And at the end of the games, the winners receive gold, silver and bronze medals, the same as you would if you were participating in the Olympics. And we also have a clubs trophy. We have a champion of the day trophy, but we also have a battlers trophy. And the battlers trophy is for anyone who participates in the day but doesn't win any event, but they get in and have a go and enjoy the activities with other stroke survivors. We also have a Sydney Stroke Olympics Games Day, and that's been only going for probably about the last 5 to 10 years. And we've had some wonderful days here at Royal Rehab with that. And lately, we've also they've grown so large now that we had this year's games at Club Burwood. So it's great that so many clubs are able to participate in this. And you can see very much that our stroke clubs really enjoy their days out and getting together. Our working age group on the Central Coast hosts a combined clubs morning tea every year, where we have a guest speaker, and all our clubs from Sydney, the Central Coast and the Hunter, and further north as far as Port Macquarie have been able to come down and join in our combined clubs morning tea. The group at Tamworth were due to come down this year, but unfortunately, again, COVID raised its ugly head and we weren't able to go ahead with that morning tea this year. But you can see that it combines both a guest speaker and then afterwards we enjoy a wonderful lunch together. For our 40th anniversary, the association organised club picnics, combined club picnics in the various areas around New South Wales. And this is just some pictorials of those. So it was a miserable day, can I say to you, in the New England at Dorrigo when we organised this one. So we very quickly reorganised the outing, the outdoors picnic, to an indoors one, which was really a fabulous day. And this was the Sydney Combined Clubs picnic that year as well, and that was held out at Mount Annan. And the South Coast clubs got together for that picnic as well. We also have a number of stroke choirs, and these are both face-to-face choirs and online. And this is one of the real great joys, I think, of the Stroke Recovery Association, and they're particularly aimed at anyone who's had a stroke. However, people with aphasia are really improving their speech through our stroke choirs. And we have a number of stroke choir recital days where each of our choirs get together and sing a repertoire of songs from each choir, and then at the end of the day we have a combined song that everybody gets together and sings with. We were very honoured in 2019 when we were joined by Her Excellency, the Governor's wife at that stage, Mrs. Hurley. She was fabulous and has been a great supporter of our choirs. And our choirs also were involved in a number of performances, and this was the choir from our Keystrokes choir, who were performing in front of His Excellency Governor Hurley at our 40th birthday celebration. We've also had our Brainwaves choir come down and perform at Government House for the launch of Stroke Awareness Week. And that was great because the then Minister for Health got up and sang along. So that was a lovely day. Unfortunately, due to COVID, we've had to take most of our clubs online because at this point there in New South Wales, we are unable to meet face to face. However, the staff at the association and some of our stroke survivors facilitate a number of groups every week online, and anyone from our clubs is able to join in. And this gives you a really good overview of the sorts of clubs that we're doing. So the clubs are a combination, our online stroke clubs are a combination of therapy type clubs as well as fun type clubs. And you'll see that we've got a Monday movie club, a gardening club. We've also got a Sips and Nibbles with David, facilitated by one of our lovely stroke survivors, and that's on Wednesday nights, every second Wednesday night of the month. As well as we've got a number of therapy type groups going. So the groups that are really important, I think, for anybody who's initially starting out might be our therapy groups, and they can include our Memory Monday group, our group on Tuesday where we have a trivia, and we have a trivia which is both an aphasia friendly trivia as well as a general trivia day. We also have choirs online, and they're a fabulous addition on our Thursday group, and our Keystrokes choir from the Northern Beaches are also online at the moment. And on Friday we have the Maitland Aphasia group, which opens their group up for anyone in the state who may be interested in coming along and practicing their speech with other members of a very supportive group of people who have communication issues post-stroke. The other thing is I think it's the third Thursday of the month, we have a topical Thursday, and that's where we invite a guest speaker in to talk on various issues that are important to people in their recovery and their journey after stroke. So our clubs are very well attended. We have over 800 members of our Stroke Association, and 600 of those would attend a stroke club regularly. And the clubs are open to all sorts of people, and that includes our carers. And these are just some of the things that people have said about attending our stroke recovery clubs. And remember, our stroke recovery clubs are run by their members. So it's stroke survivors and carers and volunteers who really provide a very supportive day out for our stroke survivors. And our clubs can run every week or once a month or every second week. And anybody is welcome to come along. So for more information about the association, or if you need any assistance at all post-stroke, these are the ways that you can contact us. You can ring us on our 1300 650 594 telephone number. At the moment, we are working externally, but the phone is put through to one of our staff. If we're unable to answer the call, we will ring you back within 24 hours. We've also got a great website. Please feel free to go on and have a look at that. It really does provide you not only with excellent information post-stroke, but also links to other organisations that may be of assistance to you, and organisations you may not have thought about, but they do often provide really good services for stroke. So if anybody would like to call us at any time, please feel free. We really are open to any suggestions about how we can improve our services, but we also welcome new members at any time. And we would certainly recommend that anybody who's interested would go along to one of our stroke recovery clubs. So thank you for your time today, and enjoy the rest of the afternoon.